Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze is sponsored by Cole Obarts Entertainment, providing amusement, celebration, and distraction since 2013. To find out more, visit us on the web at www.coleobartsent.com.
I wanna visit all the places nobody goes. I wanna teach all the things that nobody knows. I wanna grow wings, leave the coop, learn to fly. Bungee jump from the tallest building in Dubai. I wanna fly around town in my UFO. I wanna eat real food, not the GMOs. I wanna make moves, call the shots like the boss. I wanna love like I never lost.
Welcome back to Desertwood Days, and I'm your host, Kathy Blaze. We are on a roll today with our theater talent. So let's welcome Mrs. Tyra Yvette. Hello. How are you, beautiful? Good to see you. I love that.
Thank you.
Well, we've had some royalty today. So Tyra, I call you my theater queen. So how have you been?
I've been good.
Good.
I've been busy.
Yes, I hear that.
Yeah. In addition to theater, I have a 2 and a 4-year-old now.
Wow.
In addition to my bonus babies who are 13 and 10. So
you're busy.
Yes.
You're busy, creative out there. You're
yes.
creative in the world, and you're creative at home.
Yes.
So, Tyra, I'd like to start off. I'd like to give our audience a little bit of bio about who our guests are, just in case they don't know. If you don't know who Tyra Yvette is, she's going to tell you who she is.
Okay.
Tell me about just a little bit about the young Tyra.
Well, I'm a native Phoenician,
Whoop, whoop.
South Phoenix to be exact, and I've been singing since my mom says like 1 or 2.
Oh, wow.
So singing has always been there. Theater became I did some work in extra work when I was a child,
Okay.
and then I actually got into theater when I was in high school at South Mountain High School. And my first performance there was Cats. And so since then it's just been like,
You just fell in love with it.
I need more, yeah.
Yes, I love that. So besides for that, is there anyone else that inspired you? Maybe this theater celebrity or mom or someone in the family?
My mom is a singer, and she's always taught me. She was a choir director since she was like 11.
Oh, okay.
And so her mom was a singer. My mom and her mom and my aunt, they sang in a group, and they would travel and sing. And I don't know if you remember Dr. Willie Finch he started the Gospel Awards here in Arizona, and they at one point won Best Group in that. And so they were well known for singing. And so with singing, even in, church, and my mom is a choir director, it's, enunciate, it's look at the people, it's, so she was teaching me about performance before I even realized.
Right. You just thought she was just working your nerve.
She wanted excellence in, everything. So in that, I just, I
and you know
use
what,
that to this day.
those are key points in life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, learning how to listen, because a lot of us don't know how to listen, and we miss a lot of things when we're not listening,
Right.
or making the eye contact with people to show them that you're present.
Yes.
And a lot of times we're not doing that. So I love that she started off teaching you that as a young girl, and you didn't even realize what she was doing.
No.
Yeah. So being in church in the choir, you also sing.
Yes.
Okay. So you're actress. You sing. You dance also.
Yeah, I took dance at Phoenix College, and I started dance actually younger. My mom put me in gymnastics and ballet and all that stuff. So and then I took dance, also tap and lyrical dancing at PC and South Mountain Community College as well.
Okay. So you're predominantly a theater actor, right?
Yes.
Okay. So tell us about your first role.
My first role it was with Hairspray at Scottsdale Desert Stages, and I was one of the Dynamites.
Okay.
So, and that was as an adult. and I just loved it. I loved the dancing, the singing all combined. It was just like, wow, like I missed, like I remembered it in high school, but this was, Hairspray is on another level. It's nowhere near as far as I feel it's Cats, with the dancing and the singing and the just the vivaciousness of
it is
performing.
Yeah, that's a very energetic movie.
You
right
can't
there.
stop the beat. It's
Right.
like Pony for Your Life. And I just loved it though. So I loved the hard days and I just love everything about the
That's
theater
a lot
scene.
of work with theater.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
And I was speaking with one of our younger guests earlier, and she was speaking about time management. Now, this is coming from a young person, probably age 8 to 10, talking about time management, something a lot of us adults can't even capture at this point. I mean, time management is hard for some people.
Yes, yes.
But this is a little one talking about time management. But with theater,
it's all about time
it's
management.
all about time management. I mean, and that time management is not just with you. You got little ones at home. You have a husband at home, family at home.
Yes.
They have to be scheduled in that time management also, because for people that are in theater, I mean, you may be in a performance that you're rehearsing probably 2 or 3 times a week.
Yes.
And you're not at home, you're off somewhere rehearsing. And then when it comes to that special week, you have all that tech and all that stuff you got to get in there, fitting or whatever. All of that has to be scheduled into this world over here that's separate from this world.
Yes.
So time management is so important, and not just in theater and film. I mean, time management is important in everything.
Definitely. I feel like if you start in theater, it's easy to transition to film a commercial, because you already have that sense of, not wasting everyone's time, and knowing the inner workings of just a theater show. You can kind of understand, what needs to be done commercially, because commercial is such so short in comparison to doing a theater project.
Right. So speaking of commercial, have you done any commercials yet?
I have not done commercial. It's something that I've been looking into getting into. I'm currently looking for an agent, so
okay.
I'm definitely looking to do that in the future.
She's currently looking for an agent, you guys. Okay.
Yeah.
So for someone, like we spoke about, this isn't something that you got back into it as an adult. For an adult that's interested in just getting started, what advice would you give them?
I would definitely, if you're looking to do theater productions, I started, and I haven't looked in years, but Laura Durant, in Durant Communications, she had this site called durantcom.com.
Yes.
And it had like a list of theater productions and what they were looking for and pay and all that. And you could go on there and look at different things that were happening. And so a friend of mine that I met just doing the show, I first heard about the Hairspray through word of mouth.
Oh, okay.
But once I got in there, I started networking and found out about that. And so and from there, got things from there, and then started networking further. So that was a big help.
Okay. Well, Durant's.com is a staple in Arizona. They've been around forever.
Yes.
And I can say that because when I started in the acting and modeling years ago, that was one of my go-to places as well. So that is the go-to place if you're looking for work here. If you're just starting off, or if you're a seasoned actor, they have work for seasoned actors also. But that is definitely, I'm glad you mentioned them, because you know what, it tends to go unsaid, the people that are out there that's been doing things for a long time, but we need to keep them in the forefront, because we don't want them to think that they're not needed in any way, because they've done a lot of work here in Arizona.
Laura has done a lot of work. I think for our cast photo for my current production, she took the picture. She's a great photographer as well. So she's been in this community for a long time, and I appreciate her presence.
I think I saw her Brenda Foley had an event last year that I attended. Can't remember the name of the event, and Laura was there taking pictures
Wow.
at that event also.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's an amazing lady.
Yes.
So, a theater, where do you see yourself with theater in about 5 years? Where would you want to see yourself?
5 years. I see myself I will have completed at least one touring production within 5 years. I'm giving myself grace because I do have a 2-year-old.
Yes.
But that's one of the major. There's plenty of goals, but that's one of the major goals.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about the 2-year-old also.
Yes.
Because he's doing some little things out.
Well, that's my
No,
4-year-old.
the 4-year-old.
The 2-year-old isn't singing, but the 4-year-old is doing some things.
Your 4-year-old who's also singing and he's performing.
Yes.
At age 4.
At age 4.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
That is amazing. But they know that stems from generation to generation.
Yeah.
Mom started with you. I mean,
I definitely feel like the gift is getting stronger.
Yes.
Because him singing, I mean, my mom told me I was singing at 1 or 2, but to actually see him singing at 1 and 2 and then like memorizing things so quickly at 4, I'm just trying to figure it out.
But you know what, they're
figure out what he wants to do really. So
they are so smart at that age. Though.
Yes,
they are totally smart. So you're also performing. You have a performance happening now.
Yes.
At the Black Theater Troupe. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's the Langston Hughes, the Black Nativity, and it will be performing December 2nd through the 18th.
Oh.
We had our first performance last night, and it will be going through the 18th. And it's a musical. It's based around Nativity. It gives you a hint that it's about Christmas and the birth of Christ, and just a musical. It's usually the director's take on it. It's really up. So if you saw Black Nativity somewhere else, it could be completely different.
Oh, okay.
That's how flexible it is. And so it's something that Black Nativity does every year for about 5 years now.
So have you performed with them before?
I have performed in it before.
Okay. What is it about this one that keeps bringing you back?
I love the way that the story it can change. The first act pretty much stays the same, but each director brings something different. Walter Belcher is directing this year, and I love his mind. He's also an actor as well, and I love the way he works with other actors, and children's are incorporated as well, and so I love the way he works with kids as well. So, I think that's what keeps bringing back the difference, and it's just something that's almost become a tradition for a lot of people. So they come and see you, and it's like you're a part of their family.
Right.
So I think that's what keeps me.
And what's your role in this?
I am. So I'm a part of the ensemble, and each of the ensemble members have a part in different songs, and so I lead quite a few songs through the second act and then the first act as well. So.
Okay. Okay. So you were mentioning that you wanted to do commercial. Does that mean that you're wanting to get out of theater, or will you continue to do theater also?
I would definitely continue to do theater. It just keeps that muscle. It's good to keep that muscle going.
Right.
It's definitely my first love. So I wouldn't. But I feel like commercial, you can easily fit things in there, in between shows. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been doing theater here in Arizona for a while. You've seen theater here in Arizona for a while. So I'm sure you've seen lots of changes. Yeah. And that is one of the things we like to talk about, some of the things, because our goal is to make this Arizona community a market where people are proud to be a part of, where people from other markets want to come here and work or be a part of what we're doing here. What are some of the things that you've seen change over the years?
I've seen a lot more diversity in theater. There's a lot more initiatives on bringing in diverse groups for different shows, and just like as it has on the wider scale, we have um, Hallie from Chloe Hallie playing the Little Mermaid. I think air is slowly trickling down, and Arizona's also um, pouncing into the being more imaginative into what a character could be, especially fictional characters. Chanel Bragg and Jacqueline Castillo.
Love Chanel. She's a friend of the family here with Desertwood Days.
Yes, I love her as well. She's like my fairy godmother of theater. So Chanel Bragg and Jacqueline Castillo, I know their chairs on a recent board called UCAT. That's UCAT.
Yes, I think she mentioned that when she was
here.
Yes,
it's United Actors of Color, something like that. And they've done a lot of initiatives to kind of educate theaters and to educate people of color in the community that are looking for shows to be in. Because at one point it was just like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm able to do this. And so Chanel, being in this field for so long, decided to create that UCAT to introduce people to each other. And I think that's something that's been very beneficial for the community at large.
Right. So when we're talking about diversity, we mean diversity as far as inclusion. But are we seeing that, or are we seeing that we're seeing more Black plays, more white plays, more Hispanic plays over here? But is it really diverse? Are they working together?
I definitely think it's diverse. There was I'm trying to think of the name of the show. My friend Annalise was in it, and it was started at Phoenix Theater, and then they just did a run in Broadway, on Broadway this summer. Oh, what is the name of the show? Americana. It's escaping me right now. But that play started at Phoenix Theater, one of the larger theaters here, to showcase that and get it to where it is performing on Broadway and now touring. I cannot remember the name.
That's awesome.
But yes, I definitely think a change is coming, and a change has come. And of course, there's always room for improvement, but I love the direction.
That's awesome. That's great to hear, because when we'll hear people talking about diversity, but diversity doesn't mean that you're still separate from each other.
No.
And we're not including you. I mean, if it's a event happening at Black Theater Troupe, I mean, is always all Black cast, and there's not any other ethnicities being included in that. Vice versa, at this other theater over here, I mean, you don't see that there's Black actors, or if there is a role for a Black actor, it's not being pursued, so they'll go and cast someone else in that role. So that's not diversity. So we want to make sure that that's not happening.
I mean, Phoenix Theater's doing Dreamgirls. Actually, Black Nativity, the show they had before Black Nativity was like the family barbecue, and half the cast was like half the cast was Black, half the cast was white in that show. It was like a comedy. It was really good.
That's good to hear.
So yeah, I think it's definitely,
it's coming.
So
with all the things that you've seen, what is one major change you'd like to see in theater here in Arizona?
I see, definitely it's getting better, but a lot of the major theaters, they like to kind of outsource roles for people of color, sometimes for the main characters. And I definitely like to see.
So when you say outsource, what do you explain?
Like they definitely go out of state.
Okay.
And bring someone in. So I definitely like to see more local actors.
Yeah, we see that in film too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see that in film also.
And definitely, I love the education aspect. UCAT does education, but I'd love to see education on a broader scale.
Oh, okay.
That would be nice too.
Okay. So when you say on a broader scale, what do you mean?
Like, I would definitely love to see. I know some theaters provide like classes, but I definitely think there's room for more classes being provided and put out there to everyone.
Okay, so I'd like to have you tell us about your project that you're working on just one more time before we leave. so everyone knows where and when it's playing.
Do I look anywhere or do I...
This is your camera.
Oh, okay. So you can catch me. I'm on social media at Tyra Yvette official on IG, at Tyra Yvette on Facebook, and Tyra Yvette 1813 on YouTube. And if you want to see me live and in person, I'll be in Langston Hughes Black Nativity with the Black Theater Troupe at 1333 East Washington from December 2nd to the 18th. And you can also catch my 4-year-old, Maddox Denez Johnson, in that same production, and he's phenomenal as well. So.
Awesome. I love Tyra Yvette, but I want to see that little 4-year-old.
It's a sight to see, I promise you.
It was such a pleasure to have you today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us here today on Desertwood Days, and we'll catch you next time.
Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze is sponsored by Cole, Obarts Entertainment. Providing amusement, celebration, and distraction since 2013. To find out more, visit us on the web at www.coleobarts.com.